All right, small YouTubers, you need to do this now if you're under 1,000 subscribers. Because what if I was to tell you that you don't need to have 1,000 subscribers in order to monetize your channel? Now, you're probably thinking, Shane, what the heck are you talking about? You have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time in order to monetize your channel. Everybody knows that. And yes, when you're talking about traditional YouTube monetization, you do. You have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. However, that's not what I'm talking about because I recently started a brand new channel, probably the channel you're watching right now if you're watching this on YouTube, Shane Hummus Unfiltered, and I was able to make it to 30K per month in the first 30 days on this channel, and it was before it even reached 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time and got monetized. That's right, I was able to make a ton of money, way more than most people make when it comes to YouTube monetization, without even being properly monetized on YouTube. And I'm gonna talk about exactly how I did that and exactly how you can do it as well, and what you should be doing if you're under 1,000 subscribers. And we're gonna go ahead and jump into the computer and we're gonna get into it right now. All right, guys. So the very first thing is you really need to stop trying to get views and subscribers. Okay. People are absolutely obsessed with getting views and subscribers. And the truth is, views and subscribers don't matter. What actually matters? You making money, right? Like why are you trying to get views and subscribers? Because you're trying to make a living from YouTube, right? And you think you need to get a bunch of views and a bunch of subscribers in order to make a living because you see all these channels like, Mr. Beast, etc., and they get a ton of views and subscribers, and that's how they're able to make their money. Mr. Beast gets hundreds of millions of views every single video, and that's why he makes like $100 million a year, right? Well, not exactly. This is a common problem that people have where they think that you have to get a bunch of views and subscribers in order to make money. When in reality, there are a ton of channels out there that don't get very many views. In some cases, they might only get a couple hundred views per video or a few thousand views per video, and they're making a ton of money. And I've gone over examples of these channels many, many times on this channel. And this channel is actually an example of those channels as well, so it's pretty meta. So just as an example, I've gone over these channels before. You can check out my other videos to, go into more detail, but Charlie Morgan, at the time that I did this, he was getting about 113,000 views per month. He was making about $7,000 per 1,000 views, which means he was making around $1 million per month. Serge Guittari, at the time I did this, was making about 500K per month with 118,000 views. That means he was doing about $5,000 per 1,000 views approximately. Boyd Cluess was doing about 1.5 million a month with 164,000 views, which means that he was making about $9,000 per 1,000 views approximately. Okay, lots of other examples of people that aren't getting that many views per month and they're still making a ton of money. Now, you have to ask yourself the question, why? Why is this happening? You're probably asking me that right now. Because you probably thought that the only channels that make a ton of money are the ones that get a lot of views. And up until recently, that was actually true because you basically have two different types of content. You've got mass market. Okay. So mass market content. And then you've got niche content. Okay. So you got niche and you have mass market. And basically, these two different types of content, depending on the sophistication of your audience, one of them is going to be better than the other. So when any new sort of niche or market emerges, such as YouTube, mass market content dominates. Okay, when YouTube was in its early days, the only channels that were making money were channels that were doing like pranks or channels that were just doing like social commentary, like, something that would appeal to a very large amount of people. Something like Mr. Beast, right? Mr. Beast makes mass market content. Who doesn't want to see people competing to win, $1 million or something like that? Or, some homeless guy getting a free car or a free house or something. I mean, that's just heartwarming and just about anyone would want to see that. So it's mass market content. And it's not just YouTube. When blogs first started, the only blogs that did well were mass market blogs. Blogs such as the Huffington Post. This blog did extremely well, and it covers breaking news and it covers just about everything. They've got a ranking for just about everything out there. And over time, what ended up happening is, these blogs, these super mass market blogs did really well. And by the way, blogs have been around since like the 90s or even earlier. And so that's why we know exactly what's going to happen with YouTube channels based on just simply looking at what happened with blogs. And so, for a long time, for 10, 15 years probably, the only blogs that did well were blogs such as the Huffington Post, things that covered mass market content. And then over time, you had examples of, blogs like Tim Sykes, TimothySykes.com. And he talks about a particular type of trading, which for him, it's like penny stock trading. So it's extremely niche. It's not just finance blog. It's trading. And it's not just trading, it's trading penny stocks, because you can trade like 100 different things. But specifically, he talks about trading penny stocks. And this blog makes tens of millions of dollars a year, even though it doesn't get a crazy amount of views. It's not a mass market blog. It doesn't get like, hundreds of millions of views or anything like that, and yet it makes tens of millions of dollars a year. And the same exact thing is happening with YouTube. It used to be that the only channels that could make money were the mass market channels, just like the only blogs that made money were the mass market blogs. And then as the market matured, as more and more people were reading and consuming blogs, they developed a sophistication where they actually wanted to dive deep into certain subjects. And that's when niche content started becoming extremely popular. And so a blog that would get, let's say 1 million views per month would, in many cases, make less than a niche blog that's getting like 20K views per month, right? And that is literally happening today, and it has happened in the past. And it's the same thing with YouTube channels. A YouTube channel that gets like 3 million views per month, in many cases is going to make less than a YouTube channel that gets 100K views per month. Because I just showed you examples of YouTube channels that are making $1 million a month, and they're only getting like 100K views per month. And so this is exactly what's happening right now. And this only happened recently, where the market has become sophisticated enough to actually want this. And so, yeah, this is the reality of the situation, and making niche content is the way to go, guys. And I mean, think about it like this. When you make mass market content, you're kind of like a doctor, okay? You're kind of like a general practitioner doctor. And you help a lot of people a little bit. So you help a lot of people a little bit, right? So a lot of people here. When you are making niche content, you're helping a tiny amount of people, but you're helping them a lot. So it's kind of like this, right? So it's only a tiny little amount of people, but you're helping them a lot, right? So this is people, and this is value, how much value you're giving them, okay? People, value. So when you have mass market, you're helping a lot of people, but you're helping them just a tiny little bit. And when you do niche content, you're helping a tiny amount of people, but you're helping them tremendously. And specialists like neurosurgeons make 10 times more than general practitioners. And that is a sophisticated market, and that is where YouTube is heading. So become a specialist, right? If you're under 1,000 subscribers, stop trying to make mass market content and become a specialist. Number 2, start making educational content. I think I kind of already went into this a little bit, but basically, when you make entertainment content, you're not really helping people. You're not really solving their problems. The only thing you're doing is alleviating their boredom just a little bit. And people are not going to see you as an authority, and you can get, literally millions and millions of views and just not make that much money. And there's countless examples of broke influencers. I mean, you can even look it up on Google, like look up a bunch of broke influencers. Boogie2988 is one example. He's got like 4 million subs. He barely makes enough money to stay afloat. He makes less than the average income in the United States, even though he's got 4 million subs. Why? Because he's making entertainment content. Entertainment content is incredibly difficult to monetize. Even if you have millions of subs, you're getting millions of views, it's very, very difficult to monetize. And it's more difficult to make. Your skill level has to be much higher if you make entertainment content. So, there are so many problems with doing entertainment content. And listen, if you want to be like, someone who's incredibly good at YouTube and compete with Mr. Beast, go ahead. That's fine. But you're going to have to be incredibly good at YouTube. It's going to take you a long time to get to that skill level to where you can actually make a ton of money with entertainment content. Whereas if you make educational content, your skill level could be like a 20 out of 100 and you're going to be fine, you know? And then with entertainment content, you know, you're probably going to have to be like a 95 out of 100. Okay? If you're doing niche content and you're making educational content, your skill level can be 20 out of 100 and you'll be completely fine. All right? So it's much, much easier to make money, and the competition is much lower if you're doing niche educational content. So yeah, no brainer, do it. Number 3, personal brand. This means show your face. Whoops. This means show your face, and you don't necessarily have to use your name, but make sure it's just you. You know, it's not you and like 5 other people, and it's not a company. It's a brand. Okay, so it's a brand. It's not a company. It's a personal brand. So it's you. So it's not something like digital marketing agency or something, and then you're just the one who's presenting the information. It's actually you. So you don't necessarily have to use your own name. You know, Mr. Beast technically is a personal brand, right? You can use some kind of nickname. You can use your first name and then a nickname for your last name. You could do something like Meet Kevin, where it's just his first name is Kevin, and he just does Meet Kevin. Many different ways to do it. You can use you can make up a total just completely fake name as well. Some people do that. Yeah, there's many different ways you can do it, but do a personal brand, because when you do a personal brand, people are much more likely to know, like, and trust you. Okay, know, like, trust. This is incredibly important, and they're more likely to see you as an authority. Okay. If you don't believe me, the power of a personal brand is it makes it so much easier to get views, makes it so much easier to make money, makes it so much easier to get subscribers and loyal fans, etc. And if you don't believe me, think of the last time you made a purchasing decision based off of a faceless channel, where you don't see anybody, like it's just a faceless channel. You may have never made a purchasing decision based off of a faceless channel. It may have like literally never happened, but if it did happen, it probably wasn't very often. Then think of the last time you made a purchasing decision based off of a channel that actually is a personal brand and they show their face. Probably many times. People reviewing phones, people reviewing different programs, people reviewing schools, degrees, talking about different types of jobs, et cetera, et cetera. You've probably made a decision like a million times based off of watching personal brand channels. So it's just an absolute no-brainer. Do a personal brand channel. Don't fall for the faceless channel BS, guys. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. All right. So, number 4, monetize correctly. Monetize correctly. So, I talked about this a little bit at the beginning, but you want to be monetizing correctly. Do not just rely on AdSense. This is one of many ways to make money. AdSense is just one way. My 2 favorite, guys, and I've made videos that go into depth on this, are affiliate marketing, because of how simple and easy it is, and passive. This is the closest thing you're going to get to passive income. So affiliate marketing, this is where you promote somebody else's product and you get a cut of it. And then my absolute favorite, I think this is the absolute best, is high ticket. High ticket is amazing. Yeah, so high ticket, affiliate marketing, high ticket. This is where you sell something that's like a transformational program, where you really give the person a lot of tender, loving care and close help. Right? You're not just selling a course. You're really helping them out tremendously. You're working closely with them and helping them out. So it could be a coaching program. It could be consulting. It could be like an agency. It could be some sort of service, et cetera, et cetera. But you're selling high ticket. You're doing a large amount. So basically, you're getting clients, right? You're getting clients. That's any type of business where you get clients. You are helping a small amount of people tremendously when you do this. And high ticket is the best for getting people results, the best for keeping your customers happy, and it's also the best for making money. So when it comes purely just to making money, high ticket is the best. And you can look here again, all the people that are absolutely crushing it are doing high ticket. This really isn't even debatable. I've made videos where I go over this in great detail, and it's honestly not even debatable. High ticket is significantly better than other monetization methods. And you're going to hear a lot of people talking about group, MRR, making groups and stuff like that. And it can be okay for certain types of monetization. Don't get me wrong, groups can be pretty good. There's, especially in certain niches, they can be good, but nothing beats high ticket. And usually, if you're going to do a group, the best thing is to do the group, do a good job. But then if they need that extra help, they need that extra like one-on-one support, then upsell them to a high ticket product. Okay. So just trust me on this. Do high ticket products. Go ahead, look it up. A high ticket product is pretty much like it's not. It's maybe 10% harder to sell than a low ticket product. It's really not that much harder to sell than low ticket. Seriously. Like people don't believe me on that, but when they actually start, they believe it, right? I didn't believe it at first, but high ticket, like it's just as easy to sell $100 product or almost very similar as it is to sell a $3,000 product or a $5,000 product. It's not that, maybe 10% harder. That's it. And people don't believe me, but until they actually do it, I wouldn't have believed me either. But it's true. It's just as easy to sell a $3,000 product as it is to sell a $100 product. And there's buyers at every single price point. Same thing with like a $20,000 product or a $50,000 product. I'm in a $50,000 mastermind and a $40,000 mastermind, right? Because it's super helpful. I get access to people that have all the answers, so I don't have to figure out things myself, and I don't have to solve problems myself. And yeah, it's amazing for me. Number 5, consider promoting your channel. All right, so this is a little bit secret, guys. I'm sharing the secret sauce with you. So, when you are just beginning, you have an option to essentially promote your channel. And this is something I've been messing around with a little bit, and it's something that my students have also been messing around with. And you basically go to content and then you go to promotions tab. So this is something I've been messing around with here and testing it out and seeing if it's, actually worth anything. And a lot of them are not. A lot of the promotions are not worth anything. But there are certain ways of promoting your channel where you can actually get a lot of benefit from it. And so this is basically what you do. You go here to new promotions. I'm not going to do a tutorial video on it, but you go for audience growth. That's the one that you would click next on. You choose the video here. You go down here. And then one of the big things is, I'm not going to go ahead and do it, but when it comes to targeting, you only want to target first world English speaking countries. And this is going to be much more expensive, but you're going to attract the right type of people, the people that are buyers. Assuming that you're selling to first world English speaking countries, which most of you probably are, you're going to attract the right kind of people. And that's what you really want to do. And what this is going to allow you to do, guys, is kind of get out of the sandbox. Because when you first start on YouTube, because of the fact that you're a tiny channel, because you're less than 1,000 subscribers, people are less likely to click. Okay, so let's write this out. Okay, because of the fact that you're a tiny channel, they are less likely to click, less likely to watch, continue watching, and less likely to buy from you, right? Because you're a tiny channel. So that is a problem. And there's this very important thing called social proof. And when you have a few thousand subscribers, maybe 10,000 max, you get more of this thing called social proof. And social proof is incredibly important, okay? I cannot tell you how important social proof is. So the difference between having a channel that has like 50 subscribers and having a channel that even has like, 2,000, 3,000 subscribers is huge. And so if you want to promote your channel just a little bit, make sure you're only getting English-speaking subscribers right at the beginning. It's going to cost you some money. It might cost you like $1,000 or something like that, but you can get out of that sandbox and get it to the point where when people click on your channel, they don't just automatically click off. And that's going to help you quite a bit, okay? So consider promoting your channel. You don't have to do this. This is not something you have to do. But it does help a little bit. Okay, it helps you grow. It'll probably shave a few months off of your growth curve. Okay, so, and this is something a few of my students have been doing. We've been practicing with this and checking it out. And I wouldn't recommend this until my students had actually me and my students had actually tested it out a little bit, because this is one of those things where it could end up being a little bit sketchy. But from our tests, it's actually pretty good. It's something that is not a complete waste of your time, as long as you do it correctly, as long as you only promote to first world English speaking countries. And this is something where you can grow your subscribers just a little bit faster and get to the point where people don't just automatically click off your channel. And that can, help you a lot because of social proof. Okay. So guys, if you want to work with me, I've helped create 4 8-figure entrepreneurs, 17 7-figure entrepreneurs, a ton of other people making a full-time income. If you want to work with me to grow your YouTube channel, create content that actually makes money, and treat YouTube like a business, go ahead. I have some free stuff down in the description in the pinned comment below. You can check it out. You can also book a call with me. Highly recommend doing it, and I will see you next time.